Does anybody else think that porcelain dolls are just a little bit scary? Well, I always kind of did, but after this story, you are going to be totally freaked out. This is all 100% true, and it happened to me. Let's go back to 2013 when I decided to have this fantabulous Halloween party. I had a great yard for it. The house was kind of spooky looking anyway. It was an older, small farmhouse, and so I thought this is a great year to have a fantastic party. So I went all out. I put, I had painted signs, beware, enter at your own risk, coming up my long driveway. And I had the whole thing decked out. And I had decided that I was going to get some dolls like to freak out to put inside. I made it really creepy, like a haunted house inside too. And so I got some dolls from the Goodwill, like little baby dolls. I really like painted them, I zombified them. I made them, look all kinds of ways anyway, it was pretty freaky. Here's some pictures. One day, my best friend called me and said that her niece, let's call her Alice, she had been living there several months when she was cleaning, going through some old closets and stuff, and she found these porcelain dolls that were hidden way back there somewhere. And when she pulled them out, she just like thought they were really freaky looking. Well, you know, I'm kind of freaked out by porcelain dolls, anyway. So her aunt said, hey, Lily's having a party and she would, she's buying all these dolls if you're going to just give them away. And so she said, yeah, but tell her they're creepy. Well, I had never thought about using porcelain dolls, but I thought I've got the inside covered. What I'll do to be really bizarre is I'll hang them on this like weird looking tree as you're going up my driveway when people are coming in. I thought, oh, that's going to be great. A few days passed and she called me again and she said, hey, you might not want these dolls. And I was like, why? And she said, well, Alice, it had something really freaky happen to her today. She had taken the dolls out of the closet and put them in a garbage bag. While they were sitting in this room, she noticed this crow came like hung on the window, and he was just like staring. She said it freaked me out. It was just weird because crows really don't usually do that. And she said it was just sitting there on the window and staring and looking right. She said it didn't look at me. It was looking at the dolls. And she said if that wasn't freaky enough, then he started to peck on the window like he wanted to come in. And she said he pecked and pecked, and I tried to shoo him away, and he pecked. He wouldn't give up, and he pecked so hard he actually put a hole in the glass trying to get into that room to the dolls. And I said, oh, well, that is a little freaky, but the dolls aren't coming in my house. I'm going to hang them by their little necks in the tree, and it'll be fine. So I said, actually, the scarier the better. The Halloween party went great, and I actually forgot. I had so many outside decorations, I missed some of them until the day that I moved from that house. On the tree, it still had the wooden sign that said enter at your own risk because I could not get that off the tree. Anyway, I also had Jason, like this, I had made a Jason. He was out there and he scared me to death because I forgot he was there. This was weeks later. So anyway, it's into November now. It's probably about the third week of November, and I still have not gone out and taken those hanging dolls off my tree. And I know my neighbors thought I was completely insane, but So it had, we had frost, lots of rain. I mean, we'd had some really bad weather. And so when I finally got to take them down, I thought, ugh, these are going to be nasty. So I get out there, and my daughter was with me, and she said, "Oh, Mom, I want to keep them." I'm like, "No, Bella, they're going to be so nasty." I get to the tree, and the dolls are in perfect condition. Like, no mildew, no, their hair is not out of place. They're just perfect as the day that I put them up there. And I thought, this is really weird. And as I was taking them down, I was thinking, well, these are really pretty. And, they might be, my daughter was pretty young at that time, and not responsible enough to take care of porcelain dolls. But I hated to like just throw them away. And she's like, "Mommy, please, can we keep them?" And I said, okay. She had a high shelf in her room. I said, "I will put the dolls up there, and you are not to touch them. Like, these aren't the playing kind of dolls. These are like collector's dolls." And so we put them all across the shelf, and probably against my better judgment, and I let her keep one small one to put on her bed. And so I noticed that after we brought the dolls inside, she was not sleeping well. She started having nightmares, really bad nightmares, and being scared to be in her room. And without a reason, I would say, what's wrong? Let's go look. All the things that you do with kids. And I would find her, I would put her in her bed, and then I would wake up in the night and find her on the couch because she was just too scared, or in bed with me. So something else I noticed is that, I kept seeing the dolls in her room that were not on the shelf. They were like in different places. And I kept saying, "Bella, I told you these dolls are supposed to stay on the shelf." "Mom, I didn't take them down." "Sure you didn't. Like I was born yesterday." So, also, I would come home from work, and like the little one, and sometimes two or three of the other ones, were all out on the couch. Well, we got home about the same time she got off the bus, and I was coming home. So, I thought, well, I'm busy when I come home. I'm not paying attention. And she's getting these dolls and putting them in the living room and making a big mess. So it was like a daily thing to, tell her, "Bella, get these dolls out of the living room. Get your dolls out of the living room. I didn't put them in there." Or something. And then sometimes she would just go put them up. Well, she kept telling me that she wasn't moving the dolls. Of course, I didn't believe her, but the nightmares continued. Still, I didn't associate anything with this, until one day she went to her dad's in the morning. I made sure that her room was clean, bed made, everything put up, and I was in the house by myself. I don't know where everybody else was, but I was alone. And so I'm doing my morning stuff, enjoying my Saturday morning. And a couple hours later, I went into the living room to sit down, and there is that stinking doll again. And I was thinking, I'm gonna beat her. That's what I'm gonna do. I was just irritated, and I thought, in the back of my mind, I thought, this doll, wait a second. She left. Her room was clean. I'm the only one in the house. And now this doll is on the couch, like all the way across the house. And I thought, I know I didn't move that doll. So I picked up the doll, put it back in her room, and then when she came home the next day, I, just thought I'd ask. I mean, like, the answer, but you asked the question anyway. And I said, "Bella, you left your doll out on the sofa." She's like, "No, Mom, I did not. My room was clean when I left." And I said, "Okay, Well, then the doll moved itself. And she just said, I told you. For weeks, I've been telling you, I'm not moving these dolls. And when I got to thinking about it, it would be really hard for her to have gotten up on that shelf. She would have had to drug a chair or something in the room. She wasn't tall enough to reach the shelf at that time. And, she was just like, finally, you believe me. Well, that really freaked me out. So now I have dolls walking around my house. And do they walk on their little legs? Or do they just appear? I don't know. I don't know. But all I could think was Chucky. Chucky is living in my house, and there's about 7 or 8 of them. And so I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pray over these dolls. And we're going to put some oil on these dolls. So we took them out to this big slab I had in the back, concrete slab that I had in the back of the house. And that is what we did. We prayed over the dolls. And then I took a hammer and I said, Bella, we're going to both. This is going to be a joint effort. We are both going to break these dolls. So, we busted their head, their faces, their arms, their legs, anything that could be broken. We broke it as many times as we could, and then we gathered it up and we put it in a fire. And we made a bonfire out of the dolls. And what didn't burn up, we scraped up and put in garbage bags and sent it on its way. After the dolls left, she didn't have any more nightmares. I didn't notice this when the dolls were there, but there was a heaviness all through the house. And, I noticed that Bella had been not just not sleeping, but her mood had changed. She had gotten very angry and grumpy. So I could just say grumpy. And I did notice that, but I thought it was just because she wasn't sleeping good. But after the dolls left, you could feel this big release. The air felt so much lighter after we burned the dolls. So, were the dolls possessed? I don't know. I don't know what they were. I don't know if they were cursed. But what I do know is that I don't want any more porcelain dolls in my house. So there's my story. This was actually done by request because I've had several people want to hear the scary stories about Avalon Cottage. If you missed that video, go right now and watch it. Is my house haunted? It's a lot of things. My dog is chewing on a bone. Sorry for the background noise. I can't get him to stop. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Go watch some of the other stuff, and I will have some more stuff on Avalon Cottage. It's a daily something. Something's always happening around here. So anyway, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this 100% true scary story for October. Bye.